All right, the 11-day government shutdown may be impacting your health, your food, your diet, what you want to knock down. I've got a little ice cream cone here. Man, it is good. It's on the list of the 10 most riskiest foods. But anyway, let's get a few more details here. Department of Health and Human Services, over half their workforce furloughed. So that means risky food could be riskier as it heads to your table. And reports about food safety and some troubles here, might not be followed up as quickly. That's what we're talking about. The FDA, again, suspending some of the inspections. That's what we're talking about here. So we're talking about, okay, how does this federal government shutdown hit us where we live with our food? Back with us, our crack nutritionist, Mark McDonald. Here's the book, Body Confidence. It always is the picture of health. So we're going to go from number 10 to number 1.
Perfect.
And while we do that, we'll give it away. Ice cream is number 7.
It looks pretty good. It makes me want to have some too.
Come on, you can't have it. You got to be the picture of health. Number 10, berries.
Yes.
How are berries already risky coming into this, right?
Yeah, well, the challenge is that when you look at any fruits and vegetables, is that because they're in the soil, because there's dirt, there's E. coli and salmonella. So if it's not processed correctly and if it's not being done, it can be cross-contamination, and that causes some nasty stomach problems. So the key, what you want to do is thoroughly wash it multiple times. So if you just take a berry out of the store and eat it, you can get sick. So that's why you need to wash them.
Got it. Wash it. Sprouts as well. Again, ultra healthy.
Yes.
So am I taking this out of the bag and washing it before
You
I throw it
have
into the
to.
colander?
You have to wash it. The only problem with raw stuff, like in its natural form, is because of E. coli and salmonella. It's got bacteria all over it. Because once it's in the dirt, it can get that bacteria.
Okay. So number 10, berries. Number 9, sprouts. Tomatoes, again, same deal, right?
So, the tomatoes are a little different. This is the hard part. Okay, so tomatoes scare me a little bit because there can be cracks in here, and the E. coli or salmonella the bacteria can go inside the tomato. So even if you wash it, you can get sick. That's why the inspection matters. That's why it's a little concerning. You know, I'm not a big regulated guy, but when I talk about why food regulation exists, it's because people were cutting corners and people were getting sick.
All right. We know number 7, I'm knocking it down, the ice cream. What's the trouble here?
So that's pasteurized or unpasteurized. So if you're doing like regular milk that's not heated and calmed down and it's not taking the bacteria out, you can get sick from that. So you want to make sure it's pasteurized milk and ice cream that you're taking in.
Got it. Okay.
But it tastes pretty good,
It tastes
right?
great.
And pregnant women, they say soft serve, the way soft serve is made, you got to be a little more cautious. So pregnant women aren't supposed to have soft serve ice cream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, a lot of tips.
Comes from the machine. And it can cross-contaminate again.
Tell me an example. We'll get more to this in just a second.
Okay.
Cross-contamination. What are natural ways it just happens, unbeknownst to us?
So we were talking. We were at a sandwich shop, and my son was getting a turkey bacon sandwich. And all of a sudden, the gentleman was taking the bacon out, which is raw bacon, which can have E. coli, salmonella. And he then was using the same gloves to reach for the lettuce.
Ooh.
That's cross-contamination. Now, he was doing it, he wasn't knowing, but a lot of restaurants will cut meat and vegetables on the same board. That's how you can have bacteria in your food.
Got it. Clock's ticking on us a little bit. Let's hit a couple.
Okay.
Cheese, all right. Again, that's with the dairy.
Pasteurized, unpasteurized. You want to make sure it's pasteurized.
Potatoes. What's the deal with potatoes?
Same thing. Salmonella, E. coli.
A crack in that?
Because
if I wash that and skin it, it still might not get to that crack that may have gotten in there, right?
And the way you solve it is you cook it. As long as you can cook, E. coli, salmonella, bacteria will be killed.
Okay, the oysters.
Oysters, this is a little scary. It can be in the water itself. The bacteria is loaded in the water, so where the oysters are in, it seeps into the shell.
All right, checking in at number 3, tuna.
Tuna is my most scariest.
Why?
Because it's not a bacteria and it's not a virus. It's actually something called scromboid, and it's through histidine. So if you don't, when tuna gets caught, if it's not refrigerated immediately, the flesh turns bad, and you can't cook that out. That's how people get sick with tuna.
Wow,
I
you're
know.
on fire.
A little scary.
Yeah, very. The eggs. Number 2, eggs.
As long as it's pasteurized, you're good. But if it's not pasteurized and you try to do egg white from this, you can get sick. E. coli, big outbreak with eggs. So make sure you cook them thoroughly. I'm not an over and easy guy. Make sure the yolk and the white's cooked.
Got it. Okay. And number 1 could be the healthiest thing on the board here when clean and ready. The leafy vegetables. And we got some spinach.
Same thing. Salmonella, E. coli. All of this is touching dirt. And when animals are around, or cross-contamination, if spinach is on like a vehicle with eggs, that's how you can have a huge outbreak here. So you got to wash. Even if it says triple wash it again.
Get a 4th or 5th one in.
Exactly. And if you cook spinach or you cook tomatoes or you cook potatoes, you kill all of it.
Got it. Okay. And back to the headline.
Yeah.
And you've kind of alluded to it, but how concerned are you as a nutritionist that food safety inspections suspended.
Yeah,
Are you like,
it's big because this is the reality. It's like we wish people would do the right thing, but when we talk about margins and profits, people cut corners. And when you cut corners, you cross-contaminate, and that's how people get sick. And that's why the FDA exists, to help make sure people stay what they're supposed to be doing and protect the food. But what you can do as a consumer is cook food, make sure that you're handling it correctly, and you're not cross-contaminating, and that should prevent you from getting sick.
well done, Mark McDonald.
Thanks,
Here's
Mike.
the book again. Body Confidence. Look at him. He's a picture of health. He's a walking advertisement.
So are you, man.
Well,
So are you.
I'm trying here as I knock down the Friday ice cream. Thanks again, my friend.
Thanks.
We'll see you.